What's up, Capricorn gang? So before we hop into your reading, just giving you a little heads up that the energy that came through seemed very much about the other. So I have a feeling the storyline that unfolded had a lot to do with someone you were dealing with in your life. And in tarot, I do like to give you a message primarily about yourself because I believe, personally, that's the best use of tarot. I had to go where the energies kind of led me, so it is a lot about a relationship in your life, and it felt a little bit dark, it felt a little bit heavy. I encourage you to watch it because maybe it will promote or incite healing in your life in some relationship. But I am letting you know I'm going to throw a bonus reading at you. I will link it at the end, the very end of this reading. If this one doesn't resonate, please do check it out. There might be something in there for you. But let's make the next one all about you. So please look out for that video. What's up, Capricorn? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie. I'm going to read your tarot cards here today. This will be a general tarot message for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Anyone is welcome into this reading, of course. I just ask you come in with an open heart, an open mind, a desire to better yourself. I highly encourage you to take away the messages that resonate with you primarily, but anything that motivates, empowers, inspires you, or at least gives you food for thought, right? Sometimes it's okay to walk away and just be thinking about things. You don't always have to take action on them immediately. I recommend you don't if the material doesn't resonate. You're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. I hope this is helpful to you. Let's try and get some messages for my Capricorn gang. Capricorn. All right, 3 in a row. We'll take it. Ooh, you got 4. Sneaky. All right, so 10 of Pentacles. I like that. 5 of Pentacles and the Moon. You're sinking into your feelings. But it seems a little bit uncomfortable. You seem a little bit unhappy or you feel trapped. That's what I think this is. It feels like you're in a situation and you're not happy there, but you don't necessarily see a way out. And so while you're in this holding pattern, is that the right word? I don't know why I sort of heard that, but I don't know if that's appropriate. Maybe it is. You seem to be juggling the idea of if you can make this work, how this situation, this job, this person fits into your life, if you have the energy and endurance to give it your all, or if maybe there's a piece or a part of this that you can let go or sacrifice or something maybe you don't need anymore. And for some of you, I feel like you just need to feel like you have permission to say no. And Capricorn, you shouldn't need me to remind you of that. You always have permission to say no. But some of you, I feel like you're worried you're going to let someone down if you don't take on this responsibility. This might involve a Pisces or possibly someone in your family dynamic. The key to this is right in front of you. You are not stuck. You are not trapped. There is a door, but you have to work a little bit harder to get through it to see reciprocity on the other end of this. You may actually be dealing with someone in your life who has been struggling with depression or anxiety, or someone who prefers to lock themselves away, and I almost get this idea that you're very worried about their mental health right now and you feel helpless. It's like, try as you might to, bring a smile to their face or whatever, take them out to lunch, go on a walk with them. It's like when you leave, I almost get the sense that you're kind of worried about them. And for some of you, it's a very deep worry of, is it safe to leave them? And I don't know the answer to that, Capricorn. I would say you need to trust your intuition and your gut impulses. For some of you, this is far more severe than just like a surface level, they seem to be having a rough day. Like, this person seems to be having a rough year or a rough couple years. And I sort of see you feeling overwhelmed because it seems like their situation isn't getting any better, and it's not necessarily their own fault. They may just be going, maybe they're going through a Saturn return, or, a transiting planet that has a very slow orbit may just really be coming down on them. And so, depending on what that planet is, it could be a good long while they've been stuck in a rut. So if this is not you, Capricorn, my best advice to you is that just coming to terms with the fact that you can't save this person. You can help them, you can encourage them, but you can't do the work for them, or especially the healing work with this Moon card coming in. Very intuitive, soul healing, spiritual work. someone in your life may be grieving because they've lost their partner or they've lost a family member. And I don't predict those sort of things on my channel. I'm just saying if that circumstance, resonates, it's like this person is choosing not to see other options, or I would say choosing not to explore paths that could initiate some healing, which I think is a false step, or I think is a false move. It's someone is stuck in the mourning process, as in grief work, right? Someone is stuck mourning something. But at what point do we kind of pick ourselves up and be like, okay, it sucks that this happened, but I'm not going to let this be my narrative for the rest of my life. And that is very much up to this person. And so what I'm getting from this is like the key is in sight. The key is right there. The key is that this person needs to walk through this door, right? And whether they know the key is there or not, they are in a sense choosing not to. And maybe this person is feeling very helpless and they don't see the solutions. Maybe the solutions aren't as easy as, oh, the key is right there, right? I'm speaking in metaphor, of course. But I would say that this person is seeking deeper into this almost reasoning that it's never going to get better. Have you ever had that situation with a friend? It's like you're trying to give them a pep talk, but everything you say, they take that and then they tell you why they're still the victim, or they take that and they tell you why that could never be their story. So again, I think you're trying to offer these helpful gems of wisdom or insight or just pure help, right? Whatever that looks like. But at a certain point, I think you're taking on the responsibility of it when it just isn't yours. I sense that my Capricorns have a very big heart. You care tremendously about this person. This could even be for some of you, if you did decide to exit a relationship and this is an ex, your ex may be, I'm not here to make them out to be the bad guy. I'm never here to make anyone out to be the bad guy, just simply observations. Your ex may be being a little bit emotionally manipulative and again, allowing themselves to wear that crown or that title of, oh, you should feel bad for me because now my life is messy. And I don't know if they're saying that because of you, but again, more or less, that points out a huge flaw in their system of thinking, in their way of thinking. I also think one of this person's shadow sides, or something that this person does, perhaps without even consciously trying to, is they compare themselves to others quite a bit, especially in terms of what they have versus what their friend has, or you have, for instance, or what they want in life and see it in other people, instead of using that as a motivation of, oh my gosh, well, if my friend Capricorn did this, maybe I can do it too. Maybe I should ask them how they did it. Maybe I should network. Maybe I should put my best foot forward. I think this is saying, just giving you examples, Capricorn has the happy, loving family. Capricorn has an amazing job and just bought a new house, or whatever it is. And feel free to swap them. This could be you too. I think this person, though, is not being a good advocate for themselves, or again, choosing to sink into the shadow side of resentment or jealousy or pain, which is very valid and very real. But again, it's nobody's responsibility to heal it for them. They have to step up. I feel like I'm repeating messages, but that's really what I'm getting. There's an escapist energy. There's like an illusion energy. So I'm asking this more of a question. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm going to pose it this way. What does this person gain by choosing to wear the title of the victim, or choosing to wear the title of, I've been through so much and everybody should feel bad for me? I'm not saying that's not true, but why does this person feel like that's going to serve them or help them? Is it because they truly need help and are afraid to ask? So it's almost like a vibe they send out because they want people to feel bad for them or pity them so that people cater to their energy. I don't mean to be unsympathetic. For all I know, this person lost their spouse through, something terrible, right? And again, I'm not predicting that. So I'm not saying this sadness is unwarranted. I'm saying that the approach to, okay, this happened, we need to acknowledge it and accept it and then make a game plan. This person is not making a game plan at all. They're sitting in it. yeah, it's like that negativity is just, it's festering inside of them to the point where it's like it's drowning them. They can't see the forest from the trees. They're sinking into this as the day goes by. So I don't know. What's a Capricorn to do? I don't think this is you. And if it is, I mean, then I just told you what the solution is. That you need to be a better self-advocate for yourself. And if this is so overwhelming that you can't do it on your own, that's fine. It's coming to that acknowledgement. But who are you asking for help where I don't think they can do much more for you? I think, and I'm saying this in a very gentle way, if this is you and you're suffering from loss or depression or anxiety, hallelujah, let's just recognize it. Let's put the pun intended cards on the table and like not make it this scary monster. Just saying it, acknowledging, I have depression. I am struggling with this. I am fearful of this. Awesome. Now we can work with it because it's not this monster that we're building it up to be. It's a simple problem that probably has a simple solution. And use the word simple, as much as you want to or don't want to. But I will say there's someone out there who can absolutely help you. But if this is a huge loss, then it probably is going to require someone who is trained professionally in counseling you through these unsteady emotions. Again, there's no stigma to it. There's no guilt. There's no judgment. There's no shame. It just simply is. So you need to be a good advocate for yourself and reach out to those people. I will say, if I am speaking to the person whoever this is, if you're watching this and I am speaking to you, I feel like you have a friend who has tried to liaise that conversation of, hey, maybe you need help, or can I help give you this number? Do you want me to go with you to the... There's someone who's trying, but this person is constantly shutting them down and no. Why would anyone choose this? I'm asking. This feels exhausting. This feels tiring. Again, I'm trying to read it with empathy, but if someone out there has lost someone in their life and they're gone for good, give yourself permission to heal. Are you holding yourself accountable for something that you don't need to hold yourself accountable for? Maybe it was their time. Maybe the universe took this person out of your life, their life, whoever I'm speaking to, for a reason. But the reason wasn't for you to live your life in this little cave, in this little hermit mode, and in this ocean of sadness. It's just, I just kept getting the idea it's like sinking more and more and more. Like, we got to release, quite literally, if you're holding your breath, you got to release and take a breath and go up to the surface, right? Take a breath of fresh air. I feel like you're gasping, but it's not getting any better. I sense that this person has done a lot of crying. Oh, this is a heavy one. The Ace of Wands. Yeah, we need to turn something into action. Action needs to be taken, possibly on both ends. I think Capricorn, I do sense that for most of you, this is someone in your life. It could be a parent. It could be a child. The things you're grappling with, I totally get it because it feels like your hands are tied. But if you are worried about this person's health or safety, you may need to act first and apologize later, because it might put you or them in a slightly uncomfortable position. But if you are doing it in a clear headspace because you actually want this person to seek counsel or therapy and they won't go on their own, then I don't know what the solution is, but I do think that just leaving them to their own devices, is that the expression? I don't think that's going to make it any better. I don't know what to do to motivate this person, and I don't think you do either, and so I feel you. I'm incredibly frustrated. So let's ask that. What if Capricorn has any say in this or any more participation if they want to? And I wouldn't blame you for walking away, but I know that you love this person or feel something for them where you feel really guilty walking away. Because you're doing something right. You have something big going for you. It's like, that's what I mean. That you have the 10 of Pentacles, and then you have this person over here with the 5. Quite literally half of what you have. And I mean, you can tell by the depiction, this person is not having fun. This person is really lost in their emotions. I don't know. They need to come back down to reality. They need to ground themselves. Can Capricorn do or say anything to help motivate this person to get better or influence them in a positive way? What is the best advice for my Capricorn struggling with this? You may have a child who's really going through it, especially in like middle school, junior high, someone who feels just very isolated, and maybe they're bullied a lot and they're at their rope's end. But it's almost like, again, they've accepted this doomed fate, and that's a false perception. That's illusion. That's lunacy, right? The moon. How do we help this person? That flew out. I love it. 8 of Swords. We need to deconstruct the thoughts. We need to understand that they're feeling tied, they're feeling stuck, they're feeling pained, they're feeling troubled. But part of this is what they're telling themselves. They need to rewrite the story. They need to rewrite the narrative where they're not the victim, but they're the hero. And if this is so tricky too. I mean, there's a lot of heavy energies and storylines coming through here. This could be a best friend of yours Capricorn, this could be a best friend of yours who is in a unhealthy, toxic relationship, possibly like abusive. Again, at what point do you step in and say, listen, I know they don't want me to share this big secret, but again, if this person is being like physically abused and you know it, I mean, how could you not? Your hands are tied. I mean, I feel like I'm even getting a little bit out of my depths here, but I want to help here. I'm actually really worried about this person, to be honest. I think one thing has set them off or triggered them, but it started this sort of downward spiral where I'm not even sure this person can help themselves because they're so far in it, and I think they're overwhelmed. It's not that they necessarily couldn't by choice. For some of them, it really might be really extreme depression, like manic depression or something like that. I think you need to let this person know that they're not a burden to you and that you do love them and you want to help them. And I would say ask them what you can do from their perspective. So rather than telling them what they need to do, ask what you can do. And again, this is for my Capricorns who are still in this, because God bless you. Some of you have been in this for so long and it's not even your burden. It's not your responsibility, but you're doing it because you love this person. So like, let me just like give you a big hug because, you know, you have a fierce loyalty to this person, but you see them being very self-destructive. That's a really good word for this, self-destructive. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I think that is appropriate here too. You need to help them, you need to shed light on some of the thoughts that they're carrying, their beliefs, their things that they hold to be true in their heart. It's not necessarily true. It's false truth. It's things they've been told that they've started to believe is their reality. You know, the circle of swords, they can step outside that circle, that awkward position they feel so stuck in, by choosing to believe something different or view something from a different perspective. And it might take time. We have to remember the Eight of Swords, this has been collecting for a while. So it's not the Cinderella story of, oh, I feel better today. You know, maybe they do act like that some days. That's what I mean. There could be big emotional extremes with this person. But I think even just conquering one thought, if you will, one idea, having one conversation just to show them a different perspective might be helpful. And yeah, I think this is good advice when someone's really going through it. Rather than telling them what they're doing wrong, I think ask what you can do for them. And maybe they don't know either. I mean, send them good vibes at minimum, right? And I mean, I say at minimum, that's huge. Sending positive waves of energy and whatever, you know, however you do that, whether it's an energetic thing, whether you pray for people, whether you know what I mean? Sending good vibes and energy. Can you get to their level and relate to them? Can you talk about your own this is key. Can you talk about your own experiences where you've struggled with something similar and tell them just personally, almost like as a narrative or a story, how what got you through, what helped you through. That way, and I actually love that too, because it's tapping into my really high vibing Capricorns who understand the value of vulnerability. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. I am a huge believer in that. And I think we live in a society that loves to tell people, oh, you're too sensitive. And that in itself is so damaging because really, you know, sensitive, that's empathic, right? That's not necessarily a bad thing. And I don't know. It's like, part of me is like, why is this your responsibility? I guess because you love them. Have you dealt with something similar? For some of you, if this is lacking the personal connection, this could be work that you're getting involved in or someone you're working with. If this is something you're feeling intuitively, maybe it's confirming something you were already thinking or feeling about someone in your life. Why are you being chosen? What came out is the Hermit. The Hermit always carries his lantern of wisdom. What he shines his lantern on it is what is the focus here. And so I think this is actually saying you're a healer, whether you claim that as your profession or occupation or not. there is something incredibly spiritual about Capricorns. But with that, because by default you are an earth sign, it's grounded. It's not like there's a maturity in your emotional intelligence, because you understand it's good to express and use our emotions, but it has to come from a place that doesn't disrupt our stability in life. Polar opposite of Cancer, right? That's why there's kind of like that nice mix there. You seem to have either found the importance of that grounded emotions, or you've recently come into a family or a relationship where you have a really good sense of healthy emotional boundaries, but you have great tenacity, Capricorn. You don't give up on things easily, and I think that's what this is. As much as you would love to just throw your hands up and be done with this, you can't. And maybe, this is really spiritual. I know this is a deep one, but maybe this is your karma. Maybe this is making up for something in a past life, or maybe this is tapping into light work that you did in a past life. And, God help this person. They need some help, and for some reason or another, if you're resonating with this storyline, I think the universe has chosen you because they know that you could help this person, or at least attempt to. And I want to be really clear, it's not your burden or responsibility. You shouldn't lean into this mentality of failure if this person chooses not to take your words of wisdom. I think your words are very profound. I think your words are more powerful than you realize. And even just going to visit this person, whatever you can do, once a month or whatever, I do think it is leaving a positive impression on their life. I think it's adding to, I'm almost seeing it in terms of like tally marks. Like, this person has a laundry list of everything that has gone wrong, but when they get to talk to Capricorn, it's like one thing that's right in their day, even though you probably wouldn't think so. I also do want to say, too, it's important for you to protect your own energy, because I could see this being an incredibly frustrating friendship or relationship, to hang out with someone who's always, down and out. And I'm going to be super blunt, just to wrap this up. What are they doing to change it? You need to remind yourself of that, too, when you're feeling like, oh, I feel like I'm not getting through to them, or this or that. It's a two-way street, You are there for friendship. That is your role, right? To be a support system where they need it. That doesn't necessarily mean financially. That doesn't necessarily mean emotionally or energetically. It certainly doesn't mean all those things at once, right? Where you can give, it seems like you got a little extra to give. I just keep getting, your words are heavy, your words are powerful, your words are weighted, and it might actually make a very positive impact in this person's life, but it might be a slow process. And I would, as much as you can, and I know it's a delicate conversation to have, I would encourage this person to seek help. I see this person possibly being like a shut-in, or really struggling to just like get out of bed in the morning, or they tend to self-isolate a lot, but it's self-sabotaging. Whew, Capricorn, this is a heavy one. Let's get you one of these. And I don't know who's who. My gut reaction is that for a lot of you, this is someone you're dealing with. But who knows? For the cross watchers, maybe this is a Capricorn in your life. And if that's the case, then someone here really does need help, but they need to choose themselves. And maybe it really is just making one choice differently every day. I mean, I know it's a cliche thing to say, but like, if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get what you always got, or have always gotten, whatever. I would not choose any of this. If this has been their pattern for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, decade, I'm exhausted, and I've only been in this energy for 20 minutes or something. Like, I would not continue to choose this. So this person essentially has to get sick of their own behavior and initiate that change. What was lacking here is the Ace of Wands, which I saw, it showed itself at the bottom of the deck. And that's sort of what I mean, like the idea of taking your torch that's burning bright and excited and enthusiastic, and like just giving them a little bit of your warmth. To be honest, I think that's all you can do. The Hermit with his Lantern of Wisdom, same thing. Just give them a little bit of your light, and send good vibes their way, even if you can't see them. And the severity of this is going to differ for all of you, so I'm sort of getting, if you see something, say something. Like, if there are early warning signs that this person could be like suicidal or something, then yeah, I would say something, even if it means risking the friendship. because you want to be able to sleep at night knowing that you did the best you could with what you had to work with, and what you have to work with is insanely frustrating. There's almost a lot of fixed energy here, like I'm just going to dig myself in the ground and never come out. You might be dealing with a Cancer or a Scorpio. Fixed energy being Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and who am I missing? Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. Who am I missing? Not Capricorn. Scorpio. I said that right. Aquarius, Leo. Anyway, it doesn't matter the zodiac sign, and that's not to like make anyone feel weird out there. You know, if I named off your sign, it's just they may have very strong placements and fixed signs where it's just like, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do and no one can tell me. Okay, is it working for you? It's not. Like flat out, it's not working for them. None of that is healthy. None of this is good. All right, what does this say? Retirement. Interesting. All right. And motivation. That makes more sense to me. I mean, I'm curious to see what this says. I don't know. I'm going to read retirement because it wanted to be seen. This might be hit or miss. I'll forewarn you. This card indicates a change in your work cycle, most likely related to reducing your hours of employment. This may or may not be voluntary on your part. Retirement is a big change in your daily routine and your identity. Whether this transition is something you planned for or not, you'll now be focusing on how to spend your free hours as well as accompanying financial changes. You receive this card as acknowledgement of your shifting schedule and budget, and also as encouragement that with planning, self-honesty, and input of experts such as financial advisors or counselors, you will enjoy a beautiful retirement. Additional meaning. The retirement of a parent or another loved one, a change of employment, an opportunity to pursue your dreams, making the best of your time, getting some rest, taking a meaningful vacation to a place you've always dreamed about. So maybe for some of you that's that. And I don't know, maybe this is someone who's worked their entire life and now they don't have a job and they don't know what to do with themselves. I'm sensing it's deeper than that. So, but you know, if it resonates, take it and run with it. I'm going to read this one as well because motivation just makes more sense to me because I saw that Ace of Wands. Okay. You drew this card because your motivation is changing and what once interested you doesn't anymore. And what does interest you seems to be distracting you from your responsibilities. This card indicates that this pattern is stressful for you. Yet by facing the pattern, you are empowering to both understand and heal it. You are empowered to both understand and heal it. There's a need to deal with the boredom that has set in because of routines that no longer appeal to you. Sometimes it arises due to a desire for drama, to stir up excitement and variety. In order to recover your initial enthusiasm, it is often enough to discern the truth underlying why your motivation has flagged. Other times, boredom is a sign of burnout, which needs to be addressed directly or by heading in a new direction. Additional meanings to this card. Increase your energy by detoxing or exercising. Hey, there's some really good advice. Exercise, fresh air, better diet, more sleep. Speak the truth about your needs and desires. Admit the truth to yourself. Shake up your routines to add interest. All right, Capricorn, I feel like I didn't do this justice. This is a bit of a heavy one, but hopefully whoever needed to hear it did. And I understand it won't be everybody's message every week. In terms of zodiac signs, Virgo and Pisces is coming up really strongly. So maybe, I don't know, someone who has that in their chart. I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon for more tarot.